Hi everyone, Kate Byers. Welcome to today's Facebook Live. I'm the founder of Corporate Win Unleashed, and we're talking about a really important topic today. We're talking about the indecisiveness of women as compared to men, and how that it not only interferes with your career and your career trajectory, but how it really gets in the way of you being effective so that you can start enjoying your personal life, right? The longer it takes for us to make a decision, the more indecision we have. It makes natural sense. The longer that you are either fretting about a decision, waiting to make a decision, or worrying about a decision afterwards. So where does this come from? So the first thing you have to understand is, let's just take a non-work example, right? Pretend that you have to go to the mall. I know, does anyone go to the mall anymore? To buy a pair of jeans, right? When you go to the mall as a woman, do you walk into the first store you see, try on a pair of jeans and go, oh, well, these fit, this works, got jeans, and walk back out? Oh no. What do we do as women? We go to that store, we find a pair of jeans. Ooh, these are good. Oh, they fit. My butt looks thin, but let me go to the next store, and let me go to the next store, and let me go to the next store. Now, if you're not a clothes person, like maybe you would just buy those, but in general, get my point. A guy is going to walk into the mall, say, I need jeans. He walks into the first store. He probably didn't even think about the store. It was just convenient to his parking, right? He tries on jeans. They fit. He walks back out. Done. Decision made. He's off playing golf. He's off getting a coffee. He's back at work doing whatever he needs to do. And what are we doing? We are still running around the mall, going to every single boutique to make sure that there's not a better selection than the very first pair of jeans we tried on. True? Okay. And if you're a driven high achiever, it's even worse, because driven high achievers, we fear failure. We feel not having the optimal choice. We fear that we haven't made a good enough decision and we're going to be judged. It's huge. So now let's take this into the workplace, right? You need to make a decision. You have 5 minutes to make a decision on that budget cut. You have, a few minutes to make a decision on, are we all going to, how we're going to respond to this client issue? The client's waiting on the other end of the line. The client's expecting, a call back. And what happens, and we see this over and over again with women, we are defaulting to making the other person happy rather than saying, wait a minute, there's another way to solve this, and here's how, because we fear what the retribution could be from the client or from the leadership team or whatever. So we default to, guess what, being the good girl. Do we not? Because that's what we're taught to be as kids. You're supposed to be nice. You're supposed to be sweet. Girls get this a lot more than guys. So we tend to play the good girl. Or we have such indecision, and we see this so much with women. Let me go talk to my boss. Let me go talk to my team. Let me get right back to you. This happens a lot for women. We cannot just go in there and make a decision. And I will tell you, having worked in this field for years and also observed, both as a marketer and just as like observing my husband in his career and comparing it to mine, I'm like, it's amazing. Like something will blow up in front of him and you're just like, oh my God, that's a huge issue. And he's like, yeah, we're going to do this. He makes the decision. He stands by the decision. He acts on the decision. And then he goes home and like has dinner and doesn't think twice about it. Amazing. For women, even if we are forced to make a quick decision, what do? Oh my God, we're driving home. Oh my God, should I have made that decision? Oh, we feel sick. I mean, you could even feel physically sick. With a lot of high achievers, it'll feel just like nausea, butterflies, anxiety. Then we go home and we kind of talk to our kids or our husband or our dog or, our workout buddies, whoever you have in your life. And the whole time you're replaying that decision in your head. Replay, loop, beat yourself up, beat yourself. Then we go to bed at night. We lay there. Oh my God, did I make the right decision? Are you guys relating to this? Because if you're a woman out there watching this broadcast, I want you to put a 1 and be honest in the comments. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is because as women, we need to start sharing this, because we're all just, oh, I'm so tough. Failure's not an option. I've got it in the boys club, blah, blah, blah. But we don't. And as long as you are unable to make quick, decisive, confident decisions with clarity, especially at this level, as you're up into more of a senior leadership level, you will be undermined, you will be miserable, you will be ineffective, you will be working later and longer hours, you will be taking it home with you and unable to disconnect. You're going to be miserable. You're not going to have a high quality experience. You're going to burn out and you're going to leave the leadership ranks. That's just what happens over and over again. Okay. So with the men, we don't see that as often. The other thing we see a lot, so there's a couple of reasons for this, but the one thing we see a lot is buying time. Women can't make a decision right away, so we buy time. And what will happen is, like, has this ever happened to you? Like this, we do this a lot because it's sort of a defense mechanism. I was out, it was a few weeks ago, and one of my neighbors caught me off guard. I was like out walking or power walking, whatever, right? And the neighbor's like, hey, Kate, we're having a block party. Could you guys come on Sunday at 1 o'clock or whatever? And I was like, and I really didn't want to go, not because I don't like my neighbors, not because I don't like block parties, but I had like been traveling, I'd been doing a lot, and I was like, oh, I can't wait till Sunday. It's going to be this relaxing family day. I'm going to read a book. The kids like to like do their own thing on the afternoon. Do you know what I mean? And so I had that little good girl thing going for just a second where I'm like, okay, me reading a book versus going to the neighbor's block party. Let me ask my husband and I'll get back to you. Do you hear what I'm saying? So it has nothing to do with me asking my husband. The decision's already made in my head. I don't want to go to the block party. I know what I want, but I don't know what to say. And as women, this happens to us a lot. We don't have the words because we don't know how to effectively communicate because we're worried about what people are going to think. And we're trying to be the good girl. And we're not sure what to say. And we're going to be judged and we fear our reputation. Or what we see women do is they go all the way 180. Now they're, excuse my language, a bitch. No, I'm not coming to your block party. Sorry, you know, or whatever it is. If it's in the workplace, it's like, no, we can't do that. And you're just known for being a bitch who's just like completely rigid, inflexible, because women don't know how to communicate effectively. We're either good little girls or we're bitches, and there's nothing in between. And we've got the double standard of being told that we're supposed to be nice, but we're supposed to be assertive, but we're supposed to stand up for ourselves, but we're supposed to be, you know, agreeable and get along with everyone. And like, oh my God, like we have this double standard. And so we see this a lot. Like this happens to us in our company because we do these calls with women, and you know, if it's a fit, we say, hey, look, you know, this is a great fit, we can help you, so you know, go ahead, let's do this, let's jump in. And really, like 99% of our clients do, because they're extremely decisive women, and we want that, like we want that behavior, because if you're going to move forward and do some of the difficult things we ask you to do, you've got to be decisive, because the decision always comes first. And you guys have to understand that in anything in life, whether it's in your career, your personal life, your marriage, losing weight, whatever, without a decision, we cannot act in ways that will serve us. You have to make a decision first. And so what we see with women is there's a lot of need for validation. Let me go ask my husband. Now, there's two reasons that any of us need to ask our husband, or go ask a teammate, or go ask our leadership. One is we're making an excuse, like I did with the neighbor, right? Like we're just buying time. We don't really know what to do. We're feeling icky, and we're feeling uncomfortable, and we're feeling scared, or we're feeling nervous, or like, oh my God, am I getting ready to make the wrong decision? So we go, oh, let me go talk to my boss. Ooh, let me get back to you after I consult my team. Oh, let me go talk to my husband. And it's not because we really need to go talk to our husband, or we really need to have, you know, some sort of other person involved. We just don't know how to make a decision right off the cuff and say, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, okay, great. That's it. Like, we can't do that at all. We don't know how to communicate. The other reason we say, I have to go talk to, you know, someone else, is that we're looking for validation, right? We're looking for someone else to say, that's a good decision. Go ahead and make it. So even though we think it's the right decision and we think it'll be okay, unless this other person validates it or says it's okay, we don't have confidence. So either way, one is more of a, I feel uncertain and scared, I'm not making the right decision. The other is, I think I'm making the right decision, but unless I have someone else, you know, unless I call my 5 girlfriends and see what they think, I'm not totally, you know, comfortable with that. Either way, it's a confidence issue, and we don't know how to communicate what we really want, but we don't know how to make a decision on the fly. So do you guys see how this can waste so much of your life? Like so much of your life is spent in this emotional, God, like, you know, just a swirl of just indecision. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And here we are at the executive table in areas of leadership where we need to be making decisions quickly. We need to be decisive. We need to understand how to handle this. We see this a lot with women in money. Men, my husband years ago, like when we first, actually, let me back this up. We see this a lot with women in finances. So guys will handle the money, guys will handle the finances, or you'll have like the guy, your husband or your spouse, your mate, he'll handle the long-term finances, like all the investments, where the woman will handle like the day-to-day budget, right? And so we see this a lot where women will just be like, oh, I don't really know what's going on with money. I don't really care about money. It's all about my work. BS, because money is what gives us freedom. Money is what gives us a quality of life. It's not that money buys happiness, but you do care about money. Otherwise, you know, you would just get paid peanuts and go to work every day and you wouldn't care. So of course we care about money. So women have this whole thing that it's bad to care about money, and guys don't have that at all. Guys are very comfortable making money. They like making money. They're comfortable with money. They have no problem talking about money. They have no problem asking for money. We do. We have a huge problem investing in ourselves. True this, my husband years ago, when we first got married, you know, our relationship was very green. And in marriages, a lot of times, one of the big issues is money. Is it not? Finances. You argue over money. So what a lot of couples will do, and we did this early on, it was like if Scott spent $500, I went and spent $500 because now it's fair. You know, if Scott spent $1,000, I spent $1,000. And then my husband finally realized, like, this is ridiculous. Relationships aren't fair. Families aren't fair. It's what do we need to thrive as a couple and as two individuals. And I realized, like, I want my husband to thrive, and I want him to have whatever he needs to thrive in his life. And I know from the bottom of my soul, my husband would never spend money on something that would hurt me, our children, or our family. So case in point, about 5 years into our marriage, we decided to get off this ridiculous seesaw of fairness, and we all have to check in with each other about our finances. I know how much money my husband makes. He knows how much money I make. We put it all in one big pot and we live a great life. But my husband was into a sport that required him to spend a lot of money on the equipment, or he wanted to. He didn't have to. You know, he could have limited himself as he performed in the sport. But he was going out and he was spending thousands of dollars on this sporting equipment. Like, it was like $15,000 by the time he was done with all this equipment. And I could have been like, well, if you're spending $15,000 on your equipment, I'm going to spend $15,000 on handbags and cashmere sweaters or whatever. But that's ridiculous. Like, there wasn't anything I needed at that time. I mean, yeah, I'd always like, you know, another pair of earrings or something, but I didn't need anything. He was finding such joy and self-discovery in the sport. I would never deny him even though it was very expensive, and it wasn't hurting our family. You know, it wasn't like causing our family to be stressed out in any way. It wasn't like I couldn't buy my kid shoes or send him to school. So I was like, great. I was so happy that he went out and did it. He didn't have to ask me. He didn't have to come home and go, honey, do you mind if I buy another piece of sporting equipment? I'm like, no, like, do whatever you want, man. I didn't even know. And then after a while, I was like, man, there's an awful lot of sporting equipment in the garage. What's going on here? And he's like, oh my God. And he would tell me all about it. And it was like so joyous to see him. And he feels the same way about me. He's like, Kate, whatever you need to spend money on, go spend money on. Like, live your life, be the woman you want to be. Because when I come back to him, happy, lighter, feeling great, like feeling immersed in the things that will help me grow and be a better wife, mother, professional, he's happy. Where it makes a difference, though, is if my husband said, Kate, I'm going to go, if he went and spent $15,000 on a purple velvet couch, I'd be like, why'd you do that? Like, that kind of ticks me off. Because I got to sit on the purple velvet couch. I don't want a purple velvet couch in my living room. And I sure as hell don't want a $15,000 purple couch in my living room. So anytime, like in our relationship, if there's a shared expense where, you know, it's like a couch for the living room, or it's a new car for the family, or it's a roof on the house, like, yeah, I want to talk about that with him because, you know, maybe that's not something that we both want. But if he needs to invest in himself to do something, I'm like, you go, man. And he does the same for me. And so we see this a lot with women. The guys, their spouse, he'll go buy golf equipment, or he'll go buy the golf cart, or he'll be buying fishing equipment, or, you know, he'll be buying a sports car, whatever it is that your husband is into. And I'm being stereotypical, so I apologize, man. It's not all about sporting equipment and sports cars. But, you know, whatever it is that he really loves, he's into his hobby, his sport, his thing. And then women are over here going, well, yeah, I just bought some shoes, but I bought them at DSW and they were on sale, and they're, you know, they're 3 years ago designer shoes. And it's like, oh my God, like, you know, if a pair of caramel, I don't know, Sarah Flint shoes for $600 is going to like rock your world and make you feel amazing, go friggin' buy them. Women won't. We will not make that decision unless our husband says it's okay. That is shocking. And we do the same thing at work. And so what happens is there's no equality, you know, there in the home when it comes to making decisions to invest in yourself. So guess what? We play small in the workplace too, because we don't want to go ask for that raise, or not until we've proved ourselves in certain ways. And we're seeing this over and over again with women. We've got to break out of the psychology of asking permission, being the good girl, being afraid to invest in ourselves, and then fretting and fretting and fretting when we do make a decision. It is wasting your time. It is wasting your life. It is hurting your upward mobility in your career. It's hurting your ability to have well-being and enjoyment in your life. And it's holding you back. Instead of being seen as a woman who's very powerful and capable and authentic and beautiful and amazing, you're seen as the little girl who can't make a decision, the little girl who always has to have someone else weigh in, the little girl who treats everyone else amazing but can't even put that into herself. People see that, guys. People see that, and we think they don't, and they do. And we see it all the time, because the women we work with, once we unleash this, it is like, bam. They're like, oh my God, everyone's saying I'm leveling up. Oh my God, people are treating me differently. Oh my gosh, everyone is acting differently around me. Yes. Yes, because you're getting all the cray cray out of your head, right? So long story to tell you, women, you've got to be decisive. You've got to have clarity. You've got to have confidence. You have to be able to make a decision for yourself. Drop the external validation. Drop the second guessing yourself. Drop the bitchiness. Drop the good girl. Just be you. Be authentic. Stand in your own power. Know that you deserve whatever it is that you're going after. Whether it's at work, creating a boundary between you and a client about some late night project they want you to do, whether it's with your husband about something you want to invest in to better yourself, whether it's with your kids and how it's mommy's turn, that we're going to go do something mommy wants to do on Saturday afternoon and invest in mommy instead of in you. You get to do that. And when you do, your cup is full, you're in control, you're fulfilled, and you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. Now, if you are a highly successful woman, if you're a high achiever, you're an executive woman, you're someone rising up in the ranks of the corporate world, and your work is taking a toll on your personal life. You know it. You're putting work first. It's consistent for you. Your job is demanding, and you no longer want to live that way. Book a call with our team. Let's chat. Let's see what's going on. See if what we do can help you. If it can, great. If not, we will refer you elsewhere. And I also encourage you at first, before you book a call, if you haven't seen it already, watch one of our free trainings. We have a lot of great strategies in there. You want to watch that, understand what we do, and also understand what's possible for you. Again, my name is Kate Byers. I'm the founder of Corporate Women Unleashed, and I've really enjoyed this Facebook Live. I'll see you next time.